Missing 6-year-old Faye Marie Swetlik, who's been missing now since late Monday afternoon in Cayce.
Since 5 o'clock on Monday, we have been nonstop trying to bring Faye home. Our investigation is the largest scale investigation that I've ever been a part of, something that we rarely see in this area.
Well, a very heartbreaking day here at the end of the search for Faye Marie Swetlik. We now learned today that the 6-year-old had been found dead, the victim of a homicide.
Faye will forever be a part of us, and her memory will forever touch our hearts.
Hyperactive.
Yeah, she was the epitome of that childlike energy that everybody just wishes that they had. From the moment that she woke up in the morning to the moment that she laid her head down at night, it was go, 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 go. She very rarely even ever stopped to eat. Like, sometimes it was her running around with chicken nuggets in her hand, just laughing maniacally.
She's a very social butterfly. She will talk to almost anyone.
If, like, we ran into anybody anywhere, if she liked something that she saw, she would compliment it. She'd like, that's a good color on you, I like your hair. But she was always willing to be anybody's friend. And she wanted to be everybody's friend.
Yeah.
There is, no matter who you were, what you looked like, or what you did, she wanted to be your friend.
So nearly 1 year ago, on February 10th, 2020, our department received a call of a little 6-year-old girl who had gone missing while playing in front of her home. Now, our department, in my opinion, has some of the best and brightest officers in the profession. When we got the call, our intuition was that this was a serious case. I arrived on the scene of that call in Churchill Heights at approximately 5:40 p.m. on February 10th. By 6 p.m., I had contacted neighboring police and fire departments, as well as SLED and the FBI, to join in our efforts of searching. There was one primary directive, and that was to find Faye.
We have breaking news coming into the information center. The Cayce police are now searching for a missing 6-year-old girl.
The Department of Public Safety says this young girl was in the Churchill Heights subdivision, and she was last seen about an hour ago wearing polka dot boots and a black top.
We are so very thankful for the officers that answered our calls for assistance and created this multi-agency team. It was one of the, if not the largest operation of its kind in the history of South Carolina.
I have not slept. It's hard to eat. We just keep praying that this little girl comes home and that she's not, she's not hurt or injured.
Right now, I hope that we all find her and that she's safe, and the good Lord's got her in His hands, and she comes back home. We have a tendency to think the worst, but we hoping for the best.
Heads were bowed and hearts were heavy as people prayed for the safe return of 6-year-old Faye Swetlik.
I want my baby back. We gotta find her.
We're worried, of course, very distraught, but we're only thinking positive thoughts. We have to keep thinking that they're gonna find her.
Yes.
We're just waiting on them to do it.
It is with extremely heavy hearts that we are announcing that we have found a body that the coroner has identified as Faye Marie Swetlik. We are now treating this case as a homicide. As this community has been working hard to find Faye and bring her home safely, we wanted you to know as soon as possible. At this time, no arrests have been made. You need to know that this is a fluid investigation and that we are working diligently on it. We also need to inform you that during the course of our investigation, a deceased male was located in the Churchill Heights neighborhood. That investigation has just begun. At this time, we feel there is no danger to the community. We will continue to provide more information as it becomes available. For me, after 65 hours of searching, the memory of finding the small body of Faye Marie Swetlik in a shallow grave on the morning of February 13th, 2020 will never, ever leave me. In the days, months, and now nearly a year after, I see how this loss impacted our officers and our staff. This makes it almost impossible to imagine the worry and in the end, the horror that her family experienced during this time. Even as a father and a grandfather, I cannot fathom what the pain of their loss actually feels like.
As the investigation continues into the death of 6-year-old Faye Swetlik, a memorial continues to grow outside of her neighborhood.
Everybody needs to look out for each other's children. There's too many getting gone, at such a young age. And even though I didn't know this girl, I have 3 grandkids of my own. And it just touches home, Get to know your neighbors, get to walk around. That's it. God bless that angel. And I'm praying for their parents.
I have a 6-year-old grandson, and I can't imagine, could never imagine how her family must be feeling. I can't imagine what I would do if this were my grandson. So yeah, I think we all need to pay our respects.
Even though Faye just came to our school in August, everyone quickly grew to love her smile, her joyful spirit, and her very kind heart. Faye's wide-eyed curiosity and her imagination will be remembered by all of her teachers and classmates.
Trinity Baptist Church in Cayce was painted pink and purple with flowers and balloons, all celebrating Faye Marie Swetlik's life. Hundreds of people from around the Midlands filled the church for the 6-year-old. Ahead of the service, a tow truck motorcade even brought in Faye's pink bike.
It was really heartwarming to see how a little girl could touch a community.
I felt awestruck because it is a celebration of life. It's not to celebrate her, passing, but to celebrate her home. As I say in a lot of churches, celebrate her home, and we'll see her one day when we get home.
One of the things the family really wanted to communicate, that Faye's okay. She's not hurting, she's not suffering. She's in heaven, and she's running, and she's dancing, and she's laughing, she's having a great time.
We all remember the name Faye Swetlik. She was a bright 6-year-old who never met a stranger, and tonight the town of Springdale will be dedicating a bench in honor of her memory.
It's a great way that we can remember her, and it's a very bright bench. So, she was bright colors and stuff is stuff she enjoys. So hopefully it brings some sort of happiness and remembrance of her and not the negative.
You may wonder why we chose to celebrate the life of Faye Marie Swetlik on September 22nd, 2020. The answer is quite simple. Today is the first day of fall, and the first day of Faye's favorite season.
The buddy benches have definitely been one, and they are definitely very hard to miss, but they have most definitely been a very bright spot and something that was very dark.
The buddy bench, the community really has reached out to that and enjoyed it. There's actually 3 of them. The family has one. There's one in Springdale, and then there's one at Springdale Elementary. And it's good to see the kids sit on it and play around it. I think it's therapeutic, and I think it's helpful to the community. The family knows that if there's anything that they need and anything that we can do for them to help them in any situation, not just specifically about Faye, that they can call us anytime, day or night. And we do have a good bond with them and stay in touch often.
They've basically become family.
Yeah. Oh,
and it's nice.
Yeah, it is. It's really glad we have them helping us with all this, what's been going on. I am really glad that they're in our lives now.
It speaks to me and the way I appreciate on a very deep level everything that the community has done, and it really kind of just speaks to me that at the end of the day, people are basically good, and they are willing to ease the burden of another community member as much as they can, and it restores constantly a lot of my faith. She never really wanted anybody to be sad or to be upset or down, so a lot of trying to keep everything alive with Faye and her legacy is to try to be as happy as possible, or if we are unable to be happy ourselves, to try to make somebody else happy.
I wish everyone can find their Faye, like hope with that energy and everything that she did for us. Hopefully someone can find that in maybe someone else, a friend, stuffed animal, just something that they can remind them.
Faye was a bright, young 6-year-old girl. You know, her life being cut tragically like this can have a positive effect. And we hated that that's the case, but positively the community and the department have come together and have grown together and really, really become one. That portrait hangs in my office. It was done by the wife of one of my employees. It's beautiful. It reminds us of her and keeps her in our hearts. Faye will forever be a part of us, and her memory will forever touch our hearts.
That no matter how bad or how dark everything seems, and this past year has been tremendously difficult for everybody, and no matter how dark or how unbearable it may all seem, there is light to be found. You just need to know where to look for it, but it's always there.
Faye, little girl, your life was a blessing and touched so very many. Your beautiful smile lit up a room every time you entered it. You touched the heart of every person that you encountered. Your memory remains a treasure for those you left behind, and it always will. We know that you are now one of God's little angels looking upon and guiding us as you fly high above. So fly high and watch over us. Fly high, God's little angel, Faye Marie Swetlik.